All right, welcome to the stream. We're going to be playing the new Reset ladder. There's the Demir Executioner, Excruciator, however you pronounce that. This is one of the better decks that they've been playing at the Pro Tour, so we wanted to give it a whirl. Attack the ladder a little bit. Opponent goes first. Testing the chat out a little bit, just making sure everything's set up here. Testing the chat out a little bit, just making sure everything's set up here. Let's see here. There we go. Got the chat open now. All right. Opponent goes first. We'll keep this. Start with the tap land. Might go after Bitter Triumph. That's okay. Tap land. Ooh. See what we got here. Got a Mind Bitten. That'll be good. Maybe grab another Mind Bitten just in case they have another discard. We're going to be in trouble here. I mean, we can get the bat here. Maybe this is what we do. We take 5 and draw. Otherwise, we remove 1. Maybe we get that one right away. Let's discard. How's it going out there, guys? Get another Cabrero. Okay, we'll do the stock up here. Deadly cover-up's pretty good. Another draw spell's good. Let's put their hand, see what they got going on. We probably want to get rid of this. Alright. We can do a deadly cover-up. Fortunately, we don't really have anything amazing to go after. Maybe a bat. There we go. All right, what do we want to get rid of here? We'll get rid of those. We already knew what was in their hand. Get rid of their creature. What else they got in their deck? Essence Channeler. It's kind of your life gain deck. All right. Put it in tapped. Ah, they get the Cavern Bats back. Go cast that first. Ooh, Executioner's pretty good. Bat might get that. We'll decline. We don't want to... Well, actually, we can discard this one, I think. Archenemy's Charm is probably going to be the play to get rid of their flyer. All right, good game. One goes first. We'll keep this. Tactics. See what they got going on in their hand. Get rid of the core. Okay, we kind of know what they're doing with this deck. Exiling everything. Unfortunately, they know what we have going on. They can go after our deck. Let's see, Demolition Field, that's fine. We got plenty of land. Yeah, we're just drawing too much land, actually. They can do Vendetta. Get rid of our Mind Bitten if they know what it is. Strategic Betrayal is pretty good against us. What is he going to pick? Mind Bitten would have been my choice. We're in black-blue. I guess they could think we're in a discard deck, but we haven't played enough discard. See what they pick. How's everybody doing today? They just went after tactics? Okay. We'll take that. We'll do Deceit. It's probably good to go after Betrayal. That way they can't get rid of our graveyard. We're going to be trying to get the Excruciator down as soon as we can. You know what? This might actually be pretty good. We're going to return. And we're going to go after the end, so they don't have the removal for the Doomsday. They can Demolition Fields our Verge, which is fine. 5. I mean, we do want to have blue, but it is what it is. Okay. They end it. Still triggers, though. They get to see what's going on with our deck now. We'll see where we go from here. Ooh. Get rid of that. I don't care about the Hex too much. Okay, we go after our blue mana. You know what's in our hand and everything now, so that's fine. Don't have any islands. Alright, that's fine. We did not get our land. We can't cast this either, so they did a good job in getting rid of our land. They turn on the core, we'll just kill it. They can create a token. Another Demolition Field. All right. So we're not going to have a whole lot of blue mana is what we're kind of finding out here. 3 Demolition Fields in the top 15 cards. All right, they got their token. They'll probably get it for a draw is my guess. Or use it for draw. That's all they got is the Hex. Wow. Doomsday is going to be pretty good, I think. Okay, another core. Harvester of Misery. Maybe we just get that down. At least put a threat on the board. 8th, also, how's it going? Argentina. Nice. Ladder's just reset, so we're starting to attack it a little bit here. Do we go for the draw, or do we go for the... Let's attack in first. They don't have removal for it. Maybe I'll just throw out the Doomsday. Oh. Screwed up. Meant to be black. It's okay. We'll go for more land here. I was going to drop the Doomsday there, but yeah, I needed to make that black mana. All right, let's see here. We got Watery Grave, which is actually pretty good. I think we're going to keep that so we can cast the Kavaro. It's probably a better course of action there. So we'll do Swamp into Excruci or Doomsday, and then drop Kavaro, getting back another creature. Hey, thank you, XX. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, actually just started the channel in September, so it's actually a fairly new channel. I should say I started daily posting. I think I had a couple, just a small handful of videos back in August. Like doing a variety of stuff. I think I do a lot of black. In fact, we're going to be doing, or I'm going to do the Week of Demons. I'm going to do all different demon decks for a week, I think. And I just started recording that. All different demon decks. Good variety of them. I even found a Golgari Demons list, which I thought was kind of interesting. In fact, the last video I recorded, I'm trying to remember what list it was. I actually ended up hitting Mythic without even realizing it until it came up. I'm like, whoa. Which was nice because it was right before it switched over ladder. So you'll be able to see that in one of the future videos. All right. Pass. Attack in, that's fine. I want to see them get rid of the passage. Okay. For some of you that weren't here at the beginning of the stream, this is actually one of the decks in the Pro Tour right now that is having some pretty good standings. It's all based around Doomsday. All right. That's not too bad. They're going to get out of cards pretty fast with that. Take 2 damage. We'll go to my turn. Drop it this. I think we go in for the attack. Doomsday. Even if they cast the Rituals Chamber, we can get rid of with the hexes, which is nice. I'd like for them to get rid of their demolition field. Okay, perfect. I think we're going to decline this. We want that additional card in there, especially with us drawing 2. They have 11 damage on board here. They're gain 2 life, though. So that's lucky for them. They're going to be milled out here, most likely. So they're at 5. We're at 6. We're going to draw 2. We're going to go down to 4. We need to find our one... our one insatiable card, so we can try to force him to draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. Okay, they did Ritual Chamber, which we can kill that. That's not a big deal. All right, they're down to 4, so we can get rid of all their cards. They can sacrifice that if they want. I don't know what they're trying to decide on. I guess if they draw a card, it just makes them closer to death. Okay. Oh, they just were trying to gain life? Is that what they're doing? Alright, let's attack him. And let's get Restless Reef down so we can attack in if needed. Hey, how's it going there? Ulai? Is that how you pronounce it? Alright, let's see here. I don't think they got a whole lot they can do, even with a fistful of cards now. They got no cards in their deck. The next one they draw, they're dead. They pass the turn, they're dead. So I have to win it out right here. Suppose there's a world where we just don't attack there, so we have blocking against some shenanigans or something, but not sure it matters too much. Okay. Resolve. Still 4 cards in our deck. They have none. Even if they remove our Doomsday, and they manage to get a card back into their library, we can just attack in with our Brief, because it'll gain 2 life. They have to create a creature. Okay, they cover up. I think they're just doing everything they can. They know the game's over. Hey, Ryan. Well, it's nice to meet you. Stab. I'd say Stab I don't play too often. Now that Hex is out there. I was starting to include Stab in a lot of decks, especially because of all the Badger Mole that was kind of going around. Alright, victory. Yeah, Hex is a pretty good card. Yeah, this deck, yeah, it has the Spider-Man in it, but this is actually the Doomsday deck that is in the Pro Tour right now. You're seeing it's doing really good. I wanted to give it a whirl. It's kind of based around the Doomsday. Kavaro, which is the Spider-Man in paper, really isn't a huge thing in this deck like it is. The Doomsday is actually kind of like the main win con in the deck. Alright, keep it. Obviously, this can trigger the Doomsday, but it's not your traditional, we'll just say it's not your traditional Superior Spider-Man deck that you've been seeing, which is why I wanted to give it a whirl. Lifelink deck, huh? Yeah, we'll probably... Okay, they're going to be gaining quite a bit of life here. Probably a good idea to keep that on top. Yeah, Last Goodbye. Last Goodbye is a tough one because it's 2 casting costs. It feels like it's too slow sometimes, especially when you're on the draw. So a lot of times they've already gone through 3 turns, and if you're playing against the Badger Mole deck, they can go pretty crazy by then. All right, let's go attack in. Let's go. I don't want them to trigger this, but I also kind of want to just take care of the Pridemate. We got the Bitter Triumph then for that, and then we can discard the Doomsday. We just need a draw is really what we need. We need land. Or the Council, okay. Discard a card. This is a great card to have in your hand here. Get up to 4, and we can cast that. I think we just do this. We already got one Doomsday in the yard. I think we just throw the other one in there too. All right. What do we want to do here? Guess we can do these back to back after getting Doomsday back. A little nervous about this, though. Okay, they kill our creature. Tactics doesn't do anything for us. I think we just gotta go for the... Hope that they can't kill us next turn plan, right? As we'll cast that. I think both these really don't matter too much. They're down to 1 card in hand, or in their library. Yeah, they'll gain some life here, which means they have to draw that card, which actually kills them. Yeah, we didn't even have to do that. For fun. GG's. You also build your own decks, or are you usually playing with lists you find online? I do both, actually. It's probably around 50-50, maybe 60-40 for lists I find online versus decks I build. I do daily videos, so it'd be, just time-wise, it's impossible for me to build that many lists. But I do like to check out what other people are doing, and like to look on Untapped quite a bit to find some interesting deck lists and stuff that I think people would have fun with and I have fun with. Or if I see a crazy deck list that someone's streaming, or not streaming with, but post a YouTube video on, I sometimes give it a whirl and give people an opportunity to see somebody else play a deck. But I do create my own stuff. A lot of the Ugin high pool decks that you've been seeing that I've been playing lately, and a lot of the demon decks I've been creating those myself in the last week. We do have one that we created on stream last night. It's going to be an equipment deck with Leyline Axe, which is it's going to be a Rakdos version of it. It started out originally as a demon deck, and it ended up kind of morphing into an Rakdos aggro deck with equipment. It's a fun one. I recorded a video on that one. It was just a blast to play. All right, opponent goes first. Quite a few draw spells, a little bit of removal. We'll keep it. I work full time also, so obviously I don't have a ton of time to do much. We'll take the land. You can imagine recording videos for every day and then working, as well as having a family, because I have a son myself and everything. I think I'm going to take the 3 life for this one. Get that off the board. Yeah, actually, if you check out the live in my channel, last night we did a stream where we did exactly that. We're modifying a deck. We modified it a couple different times, and you get to see kind of the iterations of that. The final one that I'm actually doing for the video was actually just slightly different than the one we finished off in the video or in the live stream with. Sage, I don't really care about. Let's do some drawing. Do a stock up. The Doomsday, and we'll grab a Verge. It is kind of interesting the different iterations we did on that deck, so you can kind of see how the process goes for that. It can be time consuming trying to get a deck to work. Especially when you're working on like a completely new concept, not like you're, you know, if you're taking something like the Demon package or something, you can kind of build around it. You can make it, make a deck almost out of anything with that, and it's not so hard. But when you do something completely different that you're not coming off of any set package or anything like that, makes it a little harder. We could do this. We can Kavaro down next turn, but we kind of want to find a sweeper actually. Yeah, we're kind of in trouble here without a sweeper. Maybe we just go for it. Get Doomsday. We do have the Insatiable in hand. We can get rid of their Blood Witch next turn. They might be able to ramp us out, actually. I want to get rid of the Blood Witch, I think. Oh, that's pretty good. I think we found a new target that we need to get rid of. Oh, we got to make them draw 3. They have 5. So next turn. So if we get rid of the Blood Witch, we're going to take 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're going to have 1 in hand. But then they'll draw again. Okay. I think we're okay with here. We want to get rid of the Blood Witch, though, because that's going to be kind of rough on us. Let's exile the Blood Witch. They might draw another one. Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea to do. Kind of build decks out of nowhere. We'll go with that. Force them to draw, yes. No attacks. Alright, they quit. They're out of cards completely. This deck's pretty strong. I don't think we lost a game yet with it. Or was there one at the beginning? Yeah, I think we might have lost one at the beginning with it. Skeleton archer in there. That's cool. There's a lot of different things you can do with that skeleton shell. That's pretty fun. Because you don't need to use the whole skeleton package. You can just grab a couple of them. Like Corpses of the Lost can really be played almost by itself. That and one other skeleton card is good enough to build a deck around. Yeah, we'll go first on this one. That's one thing a lot of people that are newer to deck building don't necessarily realize that a lot of the decks that you build are based on simple packages of cards. So there really is just a base that you have there that you start with, and then you kind of go in and build around that. Do this tapped. Oh shoot, we should have tactics there. We can use Hex here. Okay, Relic. Well, Tactics will give us a better view of their artifacts because we're playing against the artifact deck. Let's just do this, though. Doomsday is pretty good. Repurposing Bay, they'll start getting their stuff here. Snare's pretty good, I guess. Alright, they're gonna get their synth. It's fun to make decks, but that's the nice thing about once you understand that, you can make a ton of decks just with, like, you know, if you have the 2/4 flying creature that doubles all the damage, or Bloodletter, and then you add in the Annex. I mean, that's kind of the core of a lot of black decks that are out there, just those two cards alone. The Demon package, as a lot of people just call it. We did get our Kavero, which is huge. And we have enough removal that I think we're going to be good. So let's go for it. The only issue is we need to have them draw cards. Maybe we're missing that one element here. Get that out. Put them both at the top. Interesting. We'll just get rid of their creature. That's not good. I should have attacked in first before I cast the creature. Missed 2 damage there. I don't think we'd have enough damage anyways. Pinnacle. Ooh, they're drawing extra cards. That's good for us. So they're down to 1 card. That's Bitter Triumph. We'll discard a card. Do another Bitter Triumph. Discard a card. Alright, we got there. Oh, nice. You got 5 of them. Yeah, that's a card that's going to be played quite a bit. How much product did you open for the new set? That's a lot to have. 5 of those. All right, we got the Doomsday. We'll keep that if we can get it in our yard, hopefully. Need to find some blue mana, though. That's good to have in hand for when this gets played. Get rid of that right away. Well, that's pretty good. Surveil. Do we need another one? Can't hurt. We'll keep it up. I don't think we actually need that. I think we probably need land, but we'll get that with stock up. Don't need another Doomsday. Deadly cover up might come in handy. Okay, we got the Bitter Triumph. Now we can discard. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have waited. Should have killed it first. Let's do this. We'll discard a card. I guess the damage to us is probably the thing we're concerned about most. That's fine. They got quite a bit on board. If we get a land, we can just double... Oh, jeez. Now we got another one of those. Oh, we should have took a land instead of this. Then we could have deadly covered up right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guess we just drop this. I think we're going to lose this one. I just misplayed it. I think Death Baron would only give it a single +1. Yeah, they got us on this one. I would have been able to, if I would have kept that land, we could have deadly covered up and then followed it up with the Doomsday. Definitely misplayed that one. Yeah, some of the showcase arts are pretty cool too. That is pretty crazy that you ended up with that many formidable speakers from just a box of boosters, bundle, and pre-release. That's pretty good. I mean, out of all the rares you can get, that's a pretty good rare. How much is that one worth right now? I gotta think that's a decently priced one. We'll keep this. Really life gain deck. We can be fairly aggressive with our removal on these. Do need to find our Doomsday to discard. Ooh, hold on here. Yeah, I think we still get rid of it. Need to find some land here. Not too concerned about the life gain. Let's pay 3 life and get rid of this thing before the counter goes on it. It is kind of a bummer that's our discard for Doomsday, but alright. Still didn't find our land. That's pretty good. $18 to $20. I wouldn't consider it a top rare in the set, but for I mean, $18 to $20 is actually pretty dang good, because that used to be $18 to $20 used to be like the top billing for a card in a set. Okay, they get a plus there. Do we do the same? I think we keep doing this. We'll discard a card this time. Yes. Ooh, that's a pretty good one on top of their deck. We can exile it, fortunately. If we get land. Find our land that we need. Stock up. Don't think that's going to be beneficial now. We'll grab a land. Yep. Can exile that. Misery's pretty good. We are kind of shutting them down here while we're trying to find the stuff we need. Standard art is 23. King Nate, how's it going? Nate, do you think that the Twilight mono black card as Surveil is good for Reanimator? I think it can be. I don't think it's going to be just my opinion, I don't think it's going to be the best deck out there for Reanimator, but I think it can make it very fun to play. That's probably a neat one to play out. Channeler, okay, now we're starting to hurt ourselves. I guess we'll do this. We need to find a way to get rid of that. Misery can get rid of that. Now we wish we had our sweeper. Let's do a stock up. See what we can find. X. 4 from this. Too bad we didn't have untapped land there. I'd have to look at Dragonstorm. Maybe after this game we can look at it. I don't think I've ever played with the globe. It does? Cool. Suppose we could have just removed the counter. Maybe that's what we should have done before the counter went on it. Because they're still going to attack in for 3. That would only been 2. Alright, we can do the Doomsday. Ugin's such a fun shell for decks like that. Shelter by Ghosts. That's going to kill us. Yeah. They got it. I didn't play that one very good. We should have still been alive if I would have got rid of that creature 1 turn earlier. Alright, opponent goes first. We'll try it. Not a whole lot going on, but we got a Deceit. Got an Opt. Playing a little bit of Izzet here, huh? Gone, too many land. Alright, what do we got? Spell Pierce. I don't think that matters too much. Sunderflock. Guess we just get rid of this, right? And once they get a decent sized elemental down, then they'll be able to. Well, I guess they did, right? I think we get rid of that. That slows them down for the rest here. Do this. Exile. It means they can't cast any of these. That might just allow us to get up high enough. Varo. Could have got that back if we wanted to. Winter Knights, okay. Winter Night Stories, sorry. Yeah, you get to double that. I'm thinking about doing that next turn, but we'll see here. We can just go right into the Doomsday. All right, good game. That is a pretty fun trick, though. They didn't have anything to bounce there, though. I suppose we could have bounced our own Kavaro. All right, we go first here. Let's keep it. Actually, let's do this. Pay 2 life, tactics. Get rid of their scavenger. That's a pretty good one. We can hex out their next creature as well. Are they going to do anything on their turn? Okay, that makes no sense. What's your favorite set in terms of flavor and mechanics? I guess I'll answer more recent. I really liked Bloom Barrow was fun for me, and I like Strixhaven, which I'm kind of excited that we're going back to Strixhaven. That's for the most recent sets, though. Obviously, I have a different opinion when we talk about the older sets, but the more recent sets, those are ones I kind of really enjoyed. We can get... Let's grab another land, maybe? Or do we do Kavaro? Grab the land. Just to make sure we can get up there. XX, what would you say is your favorite set for flavor? I think I'm going to go after this. I guess we'll see what they build up. Actually, let's just do this. Get rid of this. That's pretty good. We just pay 3 life. Actually, hold on here. Let's draw first. Oh, Jesus. We'll decline. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Discard a card. Get rid of this. Way too much land. Yeah, it was a fun set. It's kind of like a little fantasy, kind of almost like Shrek-like setting, fairy tale settings. I thought that was kind of fun. Definitely different than the traditional Magic sets, but I thought it was kind of a neat, kind of spur of the same vein, I guess you'd say, something like that. Let's get this out. Just hope they don't hit another shelter. Okay, we can make the mill. That should do it. I guess they have one more card in hand. Or in their deck. Tapped. Strixhaven, yeah. I was surprised by Strixhaven how much I liked the first one. I wasn't expecting to like that first set as much as I did. Yep. No tax and turn. All right. For the older sets, so I started really early. I started right before 4th edition came out. Obviously, I've been in and out of Magic a couple times, but the first set that came out was 4th edition for me. Yeah, just started. Hey, thanks. Mortware, I appreciate it. I actually started streaming last night. Was my first one. I'll try to do it a couple times a month at least. Don't have a ton of time, so try to fit it in when I can. Actually, I'm a little bit different than the rest of people, I think. I really liked back in the day when they had core sets. I always enjoyed the core sets. I think it was just because it was based in the theme of Magic and the world of Magic that I always enjoyed, and that's kind of what I originated with. So that's probably why I like the core sets so much. I really enjoyed the whole Return to Ravnica block. I was out of Magic during the first Ravnica, but I really got hard back into Magic during Return to Ravnica. That was probably when I was at my best, I think, was during Return to Ravnica. Avatar? That's cool. Yeah, that's great. Glad you like it, Mortware. We'll keep this. We can just get rid of that. We'll just bring it in tapped anyways. There's a lot of fun sets around that time period. I really got into playing Modern during that time as well. So I was playing Standard and Modern during that time. A lot of drafts. We always did Friday drafts of Return to Ravnica. Actually, probably we're least into Standard at that point in time, more into Modern. The scene that I was playing around played Modern quite a bit. That and drafts. Let's go with... Actually, hold on here. I guess we already casted it. Should have done a removal, I think. Error list is pretty good here. So we'll put a counter on it. We kind of need a sweeper, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage if we don't do anything here. 5 damage even if we kill the vendor off, because the vendor's going to start putting stuff on. I think we just got to find the sweeper. Although we don't really have time for it, do we? That's a bummer. We should have put a Triumph on the earlier turn. That would have slowed him down. Another one. I think they're just going to put the counter on the aerialist no matter what, huh? We'll take 5 here. Yeah, not a whole lot we can do. They got an awful lot of creatures this round. Hey, how's it going, Gary? Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Fairly new channel, so I'm glad people are enjoying it. You just sold off quite a bit of that stuff, huh? When did you sell it? I'm just curious, when did you sell everything off? Because I kind of have a similar story. We'll discard a card. We'll target that, yes. Sweeper, and that's really our only option here. Aerialist? Probably is. 2005? You know, it's funny. That's right around the time I sold off my collection. So, my original collection, I sold stuff previous to that, but I really sold everything off in 2003? Early 2004? Because I actually sold off my collection and put a down payment on a house. Borrow ain't gonna do anything here, is it? Just curious what we had. We lost this one. Yeah, we couldn't even find it anyways. That's okay. So this is going to sound insane to people now, but back when I first got into it, I got into Magic pretty hard, and I actually bought a collection off of a person that got out of it. And we're talking 2000, or sorry, 1990, geez. Maybe end of 1995, 96, probably. And their collection had a complete play set of all the dual lands and then probably an extra 20 in there. That was probably the best cards in there, and then a lot of revised. Basically, they had a ton of revised cards. They had a sprinkling of legends and prior stuff, but you know, no power or anything like that. We'll keep this. And through my playing and collecting and everything, I ended up with 6 of the Power 9. So I had a Lotus, I had 3 of the Moxes, I had Ancestral, Time Walk, put this in play tapped. And the funny thing is, when I got my Lotus, so I bought my Lotus, and I want to say I paid $190 and probably like, I don't know, $30 or $40 worth of trade at the time. It wasn't in the awesomest shape, but it was actually signed by Garfield, which was kind of an interesting one. We will pay... We want to see what's going on in their hand. What do they got here? I kind of want to get rid of that wistfulness. Although that's pretty good too, but let's get rid of the wistfulness. We got the cover up that we can try getting rid of some of the other stuff with. Yeah, so the funny thing is I bought that Lotus and, you know, I kind of had that realization of what am I doing? You know, why am I spending all this money on cardboard? Which is funny to think, you know, Lotus at that price back then, which in many ways actually made me get away from the game a little bit. 2 life. All right, come on. Grab a deceit. Stock. Actually, we need land. Maybe land in a deceit. Could have grabbed 2 lands, I suppose. We could have used double deadly cover up. I've never played against this deck before. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I actually met Chris Rush at Gen Con when I was, I was like 17, I think. He signed a bunch of the cards that I had at the time. So that would have been 90, what is it, like 98? Yeah, no one had thought. I mean, we're talking, you know, the late 90s, everybody was still saying, you know, this whole thing's going to go under at a certain point. So there was something about it that people even thought, you know, hey, we need to get rid of these cards because they're going to be worthless in 10 years. So there was a reason why I sold everything off. I made a lot of money though, so I can't complain. So this is going to drive people nuts though. So all those dual lands and the, you know, the revised set and all those cards that I bought from the person's collection, I paid $250 for all of that. Well, let's see here. We're going to do that. Let's see what we can discard. We'll deadly cover up next turn. Rid of that. I remember selling dual lands for like $7 to the card shop, just so I could get like a Mother's Day gift or something at the time for my mom. All right, we can do the deadly cover up. Let's go for the wistfulness. Roaming Throne. Really need that last land. Yeah, we found it. Okay. We'll take the damage if they attack in because they can play the Vibrance. We can actually discard it if they keep it in their hand for 1 year. Okay. Good job. I have 5 cards in hand. Or 1 turn off right there. Guess we just search to see what they got in their hand. The double trigger ability is pretty dang good. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to let them draw here. Well, hopefully they can't kill us here. I guess if they had another Vibrance, they could. Yeah, look at that. They got her. Good job. It does, doesn't it? You gotta treat your moms good, right? There's a 6, and then he can attack in for 4. Yeah, we didn't have a reef out early enough. The real struggle for us around that time, though, was trying to find packs. Because 4th edition wasn't out yet, and revised you couldn't find packs for. So I never purchased a revised pack in my life, even though that was during the period that I was playing, or I started playing. Fallen Empires was available, but that's about the only set that was actually available that you could buy packs for, around me at least. Keep this one. Just could buy singles. We were buying a lot of singles and stuff. Stuff was fairly cheap. Plus, you didn't really care what you were playing with back then because it was just fun playing the game. You're new to it. Let's go for this. Oh, I kind of want to get rid of that. Kavaro's not great for us either. Dredger's Insight's not great for us. Let's get rid of this, and then we'll be able to Kavaro before them if we want to steal something from their yard that they find. Terror would be interesting. We don't have enough for Kiora. I don't really want to... like to have the 4th land available when we need it. I guess we can stock up. With black. Let's see what they hit. Okay, they're going to go for the Merfolk. Interesting. Guess we can just grab... oh, she's already maxed out, unfortunately. Guess we do this, and then we... 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. Let's exile her. Alright. So what we're... we want to grab something. I mean, Terror wouldn't be that bad. Kiora is kind of pointless because we don't have much in our yard. Although we can get there with our discards. They still haven't really hit much here. Terror is really the big one. They can grab the Terror. grab their Terror before they do. I guess they can grab their Kiora, though. Here we go. We can draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Discard there, discard there. And then Deceit can then trigger Kiora. Or Kaviro. Well, Kiora. Okay, they have their own. Can we find removal, maybe? Maybe we cast this. I guess we could bounce. Okay, what do they all got here? They got a Bringer in their yard. So let's do this. We'll do blue, blue, black, black, that's what evoke. Ooh. I guess we can only bounce. We need to discard, don't we? He has 2 Kavaros and an Awaken. Oop. I think we did that wrong. Oh, I triggered both. That's what it was. It was the other trigger. Back in. We'll get our 8/8. Doesn't matter. It's going to die because of the Bringer. Yeah, I definitely need more work playing this deck. I'm not playing the sequencing this right. Yep, Bringer. I have the Terror, and I guess that's enough to kill us. Yep, 2 Terrors. Let's play a different deck. Let's mix it up a little bit here. Let's show off this deck. This is a video that's coming up here. This is one that we made on our stream last night, so it's a fun one. I should say I mostly made it. Oh, not standard. Ranked play. I want to play. We'll look at the deck real quick here. So you're going to be seeing a video coming up for this one. This was a really kind of a neat one. It started out as a basic demon deck with Leyline in there because it has a really good combo with Slasher. If you can get Leyline on Slasher, it has double strike and trample, which is just killer because it basically kills anything they put in front of it and still deals damage to them. And you can do a double hit to them, and the trigger on Slasher actually hits twice. So it's a really crazy combo with that. A lot of low to the ground stuff. The difference from the video from last night, we actually added Hyperblade to this list. Or I should say I added it today. And then I find it works really well, especially with Bloodghast and Color. Tend to trigger that quite a bit. Then we got Alicia here. Just pulls back anything in the deck from the graveyard. This is also a neat one, the Bull here. Anytime this attack, you can attach equipment to the creatures. So let's give this one a run. Kind of fun. You can see the iterations if you want to watch the VOD from last night that we went through for this deck. Opponent goes first. There's not a whole lot going on in this. Yeah, we're not really finding what we need to, but we'll keep it. Pitch a land here. Okay, they got Elf. They can definitely outpace us in green. Especially when we got a poor start. Because we didn't even find any air ley lines. Okay. Only cast one Wild Guide. Okay. Leads me to want to just kill this. Let's do that. Another Wild Guide. This time they can do the Offspring. Okay. That's first strike. They have 6 mana. Possibly more if they get a Badger Mole out. Boroid, yeah, they pretty much got us here. Can only really attack in with the one creature. Well, yeah. We'll just skip this one. They got this. We had a slow start for this deck. It's tough to beat Boroid no matter what, though. Just realized I had a typo in my title. There we go. All right, this one's actually better. We don't have any of our equipment cards. I think we still keep it, though. Start getting the loss of life out there. Okay, the Helix hit, that's fine. Let's get this out. So you can kind of see how this works now. We can like get the Bloodghast out and the Hyperblade, and we can attach it if they don't remove her. Or him, I should say. And the nice thing is, no matter what, even if they go after this, they're going to lose life. Let's get the Verge out. Okay. Removal. Yeah. We can still get this out. And it gets attached no matter what because it goes at end of turn, which is awesome. And this is a creature that we don't care if we lose. Well, I don't want it exiled. I was going to say if we lose it to our graveyard, it just comes back. We even lost the blade, unfortunately. Get this out, get haste. This is an odd deck running Pinnacle here. Okay, councils. That's actually pretty strong against us. I'll keep the land in my hand just in case. Annex. Okay, we're going to take some damage off the Annex. Go down to 14. We can get one of our equipment here. The Hyperblade, which would be ideally if we actually flip. Yeah, that's fine. That actually allows us to... oh. That's a shame. They just got rid of it. Ooh, okay. Pay 2 life. Back in. I guess I didn't need to pay 2 life for that. I was already down because of the Annex. We got the Slasher. We're at 6. We can attack it and then kill it. See what else we got here. Yeah, they fire up the core. GG's. Not doing too good these last couple games here. All right, we go first. We got ley lines, but we don't have any creatures. I think we got a mulligan it. All right, this is kind of what we're looking for here. We'll keep this. I think we probably pitch one of the slashers. So you guys will probably, hopefully, see how this deck kind of functions. Okay, that goes into play. We'll get a starting town down. We'll pay for Cecil. Okay. For that, they got one too. Well, first things first, let's attack in to see what they do. They don't block. All right. So we can get our Cecil to flip next turn if we put Leyline on it, and they don't have a blocker. They might have removal here. In fact, I'm kind of expecting removal. So let's do this instead. That way our Cecil will flip unless they remove it. They can go after the Slasher. Okay, they go after Cecil. That's fine. They couldn't kill this with Shoot the Sheriff anyways. Alright, we're in good shape here. Equip this. I could have kept the Virgin hand, I suppose. They don't see the trick here, do they? We have first strike, kills their creature, hits them twice, they go down to 1. And that's how this deck works. GG's. What is everybody else up to this Saturday night? Yeah, it's kind of a neat little trick here. And this is kind of a cool thing because it actually works really well with Bull, because whenever this attacks, you get to attach it for free. So we'll actually keep this hand to show you guys how this one works. And we'll be able to put that in play. We'll get the starting town down. It is unfortunate that we don't have a second black, because Bloodghast is a really nice one to have in play. I think we just get this down. We can just attack in and automatically attach it. We can do something else next turn. I mean, they can try to remove it. Shelter by Ghost. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Sealed Event. Those are always fun. Especially when you got friends to go with. Kind of a blast. Let's see here. We're going to all attack in, and then we just attach it. They take 6 damage. We could have warped this in beforehand. Probably should have. You just kill the survivor. Too bad we didn't get a land there. We could have dropped our Slasher. Okay, they went after one that we have a replacement for, which is good. No, we didn't get our land. Another Seam Rip. Okay, starting to grow their stuff up. Let's hope they don't have any other removal, like shelters or anything. Put that to the top. So they got something coming up here. All right, we didn't get any of our... any of our cards here. Probably shouldn't have warped that in, but what you gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna take 6 here and then 3 in the air next turn. They got us. They got us. Yeah. No, actually... did I have this one posted yet? No, this one's not posted yet on the Mox Field. I recorded the video this morning, so I didn't post this one on Mox Field yet. Here, let me go in the deck list here. I'll show it to you if you want to screenshot it. There it is. Take a screenshot of it. You can copy that. Yeah, appreciate that you love the content. That's awesome. All right. Hopefully you got that screenshotted. I'll have this posted in a couple days. I'm a couple videos ahead right now, so I'm actually gonna start doing a week of demon videos, different demon type videos. Try to do all different lists, kind of call it Week of the Demon. I've got one recorded to start that off, and I even got like a Golgari demons list I found that I thought was kind of interesting. Hopefully people give it a chance, because I know a lot of times any deck with Badger Mold people hate, but I got a demon list with it, so I want to try it out. One goes first. We do have the axe. We'll keep this one. Gran. Discard a card. They're going to discard a Lessons card. They do. Alright, we'll just try to get it. Oh, I should have cast the color. But I guess if they try removing the blood gas, we can get it back with the land. Yeah, I try to. People, the interesting thing about making content on YouTube, you tend to find that different channels tend to have certain types of decks that people watch. And what I've found is the people that watch my channel really like black decks, which is good because I actually really enjoy them. So it's interesting if you see a black deck on my channel versus an Izzet deck or something like that. You'll see that the black deck typically gets about 4 times the viewership of the other decks, which is kind of fascinating. So I definitely cater more to the black audience because of that. The black deck audience. They already got the endurance down, so that's it's not good. Let's go here and get 2 life, get black. Put this down. Now, if they can't remove the slasher, they might be in trouble. Okay. They got that gone. Yeah, we're in trouble on this one. Yeah, agreed. It can be boring playing against the same decks. I will say almost anytime, even if I'm playing like a Golgari deck though, I found that people tend not to want to watch it if Badger Mole's in it. So we'll see that with the Demon deck. We'll see if they watch it or not. Yeah, probably in not good shape here, are we? Let's do this with the Bull here. Look at that. Oh, this deck's just not firing. Sometimes that happens. Maybe we'll switch over to a Demon's deck. We're seeing a lot of aggro, which is kind of problemsome. I think there's still a lot of cool decks out there that can be played with the Badger Mole Cub that aren't your traditional decks. Unfortunately, I think obviously, the best decks that are out there with the Cub are already out there. So if you are making a deck with the Cub, it's just going to be inferior to a straight up, Badger Mole aggro green deck that's already out there. Well, we got rid of our creature too. Get rid of Grand Grand. Should be able to kill us here. Do you like the dinosaur deck? One where you just rush out a bunch of massive creatures? That looks like a fun deck. I haven't played that one yet. I have no clue why they blocked there. I guess they kind of have the win here. Yeah. You never played Ugin. You don't know what you're missing. That's such a fun card. Maybe that's what we should do. Let's play one of our Ugin decks. Yeah, the latest iterations are really fun with the Hive Pool and then the 3 mana rock. Yeah, they got it. Let's grab one of the Ugin decks. Let's see if I got one loaded up here. I got a ton of stuff. I know I was deleting a lot of stuff too, so we'll see. Hey, Absent. How's it going? Appreciate it. I recognize the the icon there. You know, the interesting thing, so when you say Ugin compared to Hive, um, I always laugh because Ugin is like not critical in most of the Ugin decks. And a lot of times I'd rather have Hive down and a lot of the lower cards. The reason why Ugin is really there is just for card draw. It helps with removal too, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, Ugin a lot of times doesn't really do much by itself, so you really need to find the win cons elsewhere. Now, don't get me wrong, it helps you a ton. I mean, it's awesome, but definitely not everything by itself. Do we want to try the mono black list here? This has a lot of early removal and sweeps, which would be nice against all the aggro we're seeing. Got the Hive pool. Yeah, let's give this one a shot, I guess. That wasn't the one I had, was it? Here it is. What's the difference with this one? To look back at these lists. This one's a very similar list here. Alright, that's the one. I play. Yeah, that combination of the Changeling with Unholy Annex is just so sweet. It basically makes it so that the Hive Pool is so cheap to cast. You can get it down basically 2 turns early because of that. With the core and the Hive Pool. I guess we'll take it. Not a lot of land. Not a lot of removal until late, so we could be in trouble with this one. But I think we're going to surveil land to the top. Okay, we got land. There's a good shot we're going to be needing to deadly cover up by turn 4, though. Okay, what are they going to get rid of? Hive Pool, maybe? There's not a ton of Hive Pools in this one. Is this the list with the... Oh, this isn't the list I actually wanted to play. We'll try this list, but then we'll play the... I really like the one with the Eldrazi's in it. That was a bad draw. Yeah, they slowed us down quite a bit with that. We'll discard Ugin. That is ridiculous. Let's get the Annex down. We can start ramping now. You don't see this card played too much. Okay, we're doing a Doomsday deck, are we? Get lost. Yeah, that's how luck goes sometimes with these cards. I actually want to play the Eldrazi deck, is the one I wanted to play. That might be the blue one, though. Maybe we make a black Eldrazi. Oh, they got rid of the Hive Pool. We do have 4 hive pools in this deck, so that's not too bad. They're all colorless here, so they probably got Ugin of their own here coming up. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 mana. 7 mana. Do they have an Ugin? They don't. We do not have land. What are we? 8 draw steps in, and we only drew, or 8 draws in, and we only drew 1 land. Deadly cover up. Yeah, we're pretty shot here, I think. Yeah, they're in pretty good shape here. Well, one thing we know for certain is that they didn't draw an Ugin from us. Oh, they just went for Ugin. They just emptied our hand. Eh, they got this one. Let's go find the Eldrazi one. Is that the blue deck? I think that was the blue deck that I had. The blue Ugin deck. Yep. So this is the list of this one. Mirror Form in this one is not necessary, but it's a fun card. This is the one where I had 11 hive pools at one point in time. I think we can try it. I do want to change this list out, though. Get rid of the Mirror Form, and we'll play it a couple times with it in there. Oop, I selected the wrong deck here. Oh, it is that. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it is kind of crazy how those piles tend to get those good draws. Thanks to Shuffler a little bit, it does kind of force lands to the top on those decks. All decks. If you notice, you very rarely will have less than 2 lands in your opening hand. And that's because the Shuffler's actually set up that way in Arena. Yeah, Mirror Form's not great in the opening hand. The cores are actually pretty good. We'll try it. We got the Surveil option here. Yeah, we'll take the land, I guess. Blue down. Another Sage, okay. Go with Eldrazi. Core down. Alright, got the soldier. They can start sacking their guys. Another core. This is not a great start here. I guess we can get our Sire down here next turn. So maybe we do the Sire and then we Mirror Form our Sire. As long as it stays around, that is. Let's hope they don't have removal. Okay, they can sacrifice a creature, then we have to sacrifice ours. They got us, unfortunately. We just didn't have a great start. We didn't have our bounce spells. I guess we could have bounced. We could have done the exit if we'd done that instead of the Sire, but that wouldn't have mattered too much. We need a sweeper, huh? Oh, I guess it didn't matter. They did the damage. Yeah, it does. Gives you the best hand with the lands. You will draw worse in person, in paper, which is interesting. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that that only works for best of 1. It doesn't do that for best of 3. Am I correct in saying that? All right, we go first here. This is a little bit better. We need to draw a land. Eldrazi. Get our Surveil going. Need to find some of our ramp cards. Yeah, you'll find in best of 3 that it just tends to be also a little bit better gameplay wise because of the sideboarding allows you to do so much more. Do we keep that? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we do. So it's funny, I actually have a Aria deck that I've been fooling around with, and the card that I've been really kind of working with it with is Bob. Bob allows you to look at the top card of your deck and then put it in your hand rather than draw it each turn. So it doesn't have a draw to it, which means you can still get multiple cards a turn. But it just feels a little slow, to be honest with you. I think in most standard environments, Aria would actually work out, but by turn 3, the board's too swamped with creatures to make Aria work, I think. Let's get rid of this. We'll keep that on top. take 2 damage. We're just not finding our ramp here. I know we put the land on top, but we didn't get any ramp in our original hand. Well, there's the ramp. Right on time when we're going to have 7 already for everything. We can do Ugin into core, so we can remove 2 things, exile 2 things. So we can exile both the Blood Witch and the Soldier. And then they can attack it for 3 if they wanted to, possibly more. Ooh, okay. We'll do Ugin. That was a pretty strong turn. We can get Sire out then next turn and kill another thing. Plus Ugin to gain some life. I don't know if you're going to get to End Stone. That's the problem. The format's just too quick. We got rid of our Ugin. Look at that. It's nice as we can. They're probably not going to attack in. If they have removal, they'll get rid of it, but let's hope they don't have removal. If they don't have removal, we can just put out the other Sire and attack in with this one. They have another Eaten Alive. Yeah, I guess they got us. Don't they? I mean, we can Aetherize, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, they got us. Yeah, Endstone reset your life, but the problem is you still need to get it down. So you have to get to the 7 mana. And I think you're going to have a hard time doing that. All right. All right, this is a little bit better. Don't have any blue mana, but we'll get there. I guess we'll start this, try to find some blue mana. Don't need another Aetherize. we can pick up a core, that'd be good too. Badger Ball. I can't cast another one. Yeah, we're kind of dead in the water here now. Unfortunate. We even need one more mana for the Aetherize. Alright, that's a little better. I'd love to do Seasons of Weaving, but, ooh, Urger. Bounce everything. It's nice as it returns the forest back to their hand, too. We need to find a second blue for Season of Weaving. That's a pretty strong card. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And get that down. Might just do this and draw. This is a sorcery, right? I think we'll unauthorized exit on their turn, and then the following turn we can Season of Weaving. We'll probably exit the Lumbering Wagon. Yep. Core's not the worst. Cast World Wagon again. That's not bad for us. They can only attack in for 2. They're getting a lot of land, though. That's the only problem with that. Tokens stay behind too, which is rough. They cast the Earth King, they'll be able to get more. We don't have any more Aetherizes, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. We did find an Ugin finally. A little late though. Ah, we're good with this one. Let's try the old Ugin with the sweepers in it. And it's unfortunate with the new meta that everything's so aggressive. It kind of discounts a lot of the fun decks that you'd like to play, but when the game's over by turn 4, if you don't have interaction, and it's sometimes by turn 3, it makes for a rough time. No black. We can scry. We have no ramps either. Let's just mulligan that. We'll keep this one. Let's pitch here. Yeah. The original time, I actually had a video on this one, and the whole idea was just I got so sick of playing against the aggro Badgermole decks that this was kind of like a middle finger to the current meta of life gain, Badgermole decks. It even has, I think, is this the one? Yeah, it even has a cease and desist in there too, where I can destroy all artifacts, or I can exile cards out of the graveyard. Got duresses in there. Got a little bit of everything kind of going on there. We could warp this, but we got nothing to go in, so let's actually duress them. Seam Rip. We want to get rid of that Seam Rip. Don't want them taking our Irencrag. Because we got a board wipe coming up. So we want them to throw out their creatures. That's pretty good. Don't really care about that in this game. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do Deadly Cover Up now. They'll get the vendor down. I think we still go for it here. We're going to take too much damage next turn because they're going to double Ethereal Armor. Okay. Gonna put Ethereal Armor down on that? They're not. We're up to 6, so we can just cast this. You're not going to get through that. We'll block it no matter what. I'm fine with it dying. Ooh, that's pretty good. Not the card we wanted. So if we get a land, we can get rid of Shelter. Yeah, that's pretty strong for them. Hey! Alright, toss that. Rid of Shelter. Get our card back. Plus, gain some life. Hey, look at that. We got the sweeper that can get rid of anything that they have.
Focus, breathe, and learn.
Did you happen to see my nursery deck there, XX? That was a really fun one. It's a shrine nursery deck. I really enjoyed playing that one. Yeah, we'll they got double strike too. That thing's nasty. Funny thing is you can kill this for 2, can't you? Let's draw first.
Open your mind. Possibility.
We got removal. What do they got? Spellbook Vendor in hand. Huh. Yeah, it's a fun deck to play around with. Shrines in general were pretty fun. Yeah, I'll pay 3 life. I don't really care about life at this point. I guess Duress we could have discarded. Yeah, I could have also minused Ugin to just go crazy there.
Breathe.
I guess we don't really have to do anything here. I'm all about fun decks. You know, even if they're not like super competitive, if they're fun, that's what it's all about. Get rid of that. Let's just do our minus here.
When I am finished, there will be.
I forget, this is the one that doesn't have that many win cons. Oh, shoot.
Heed my counsel.
Yeah, it can be rough with all the aggro decks. I think that's the one that I have a bunch of sweepers in.
Insight is vital to success.
Oh, I could kill them both. Oh well.
If my intervention is required, then so be it. The wise heed my advice.
Gain some life. Attack in. See what they got in their hand. Oh, Feather of Flight. Get rid of that. Optimistic Scavenger. Fish.
My plan bears fruit.
Maybe I'll give that one a whirl next. That was kind of fun to play. All right.
Restrain your emotion. success.
Attack in. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This is only my second stream, trying to test out the waters with this whole streaming thing, so I appreciate it.
Open your mind to possibility.
Get rid of their creature. Okay. I guess if they want to save it. We'll have to block it here. All right. And turn. Create a fish. We can kill it with the Iron Crag and then attack in. They had another one. Go for that.
Absolute control. Fate flows as easily as I am the master of this power. Belongs to the pig.
Good game, finally. Ooh. All right, let's see if we can find that shrine deck. Man. Here it is. Lorwyn Shrine. For those who haven't seen this, the whole idea is that you want to try to drop the enchantment so you can create 3/4 tree folk creatures and then search through your deck for as much land as you possibly can. The problem is a lot of times you can pull too much land out of your deck, so you got to be very careful about that. Northern Air Temple, Oasis. We don't really have the greatest of land, but we have an Aang's Journey, so we'll keep this. I might just cast this to get the blue mana. Ooh, Shared Roots is actually pretty good here. Oh, I wanted to add land of each to the deck. Because there was times I wanted to do double blue, I think it was, or was it double white? Ice Till is pretty good. We don't have anything to pull back right now, but that might be the next play here. Okay, Yuna's pretty good. We'll be able to pull back an Oasis once we get her down. Shimmering Growth. It's a little slow for that, but... let's do it this way. Let's go Shimmering Growth. We're going to do black. And then hope we draw a land. If not, we can always Ang. Oh, we didn't. Let's Ang for a forest. We can actually get this down next turn. Chandler. Okay, they're going to start getting in for quite a bit here. Yeah, the only reason why the Northern Air Temple is really there is to double trigger the other temples. Otherwise, you're only getting, if you have the green and blue, you only have 2 temples that you're triggering. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Ooh, this is not so bad. Guess we can get this into play. We'll search out the non... Guess we can put the sapling in play. We might have to take a hit from the Channeler, unfortunately. Day of Judgment would have been a really nice one to have. So we can block there. We'll take 8 in the air. Okay, tree folks have reach at least, which is good. Okay. So we can do a couple things here. Let's start out with Fabled Passage. crack the Fable Passage. We'll get a forest. Let's draw. Okay, we can pay 4, but we don't have enough land for everything we want to do we? Pinnacle Star Cage gets rid of everything on their board, doesn't it? Let's do that. I mean, it doesn't get rid of their enchantments. Ah, you cut Una for Felidar Retreat, huh? So we're going to do this. Search out 2 things. We're going to get one of these. And a land. Back in. I think Yuna's pretty strong. There's only a couple Yunas in this deck, isn't there? Let's see here. Yeah, I only have 2 Yunas in the deck. Oh, they rebuild pretty fast here. I guess they got rid of our things, so to be expected. What we need is a Wrath of God. Or Day of Judgment, they call it now. What do we all got here? I think we get this out early. I think we just get Yuna out, and then we can start getting our draw spells going. Because we want to find one of the other Day of Judgments that we have. We'll get one of those, get another one in play, so we have enough blockers for everything we want to do. Guess we can just drop that. Alright. Yuna's can get us another Spirit Oasis. We're not going to attack in yet. End turn. Spirit Oasis will get us the card draw. We're going to be trying to find the Day of Judgment. Day of Judgment, we'll be able to sweep the board. We'll be able to make all of our tree folk indestructible and then attack in. I don't know what they're waiting for. I guess I should have probably got more tree folk down just in case for next turn. Because that's only 7 damage. Or 7 times 3 that's going to get in. 21 damage. So it's still 2 turns away from killing them. Let's see what they do here. We will do this one. The other one can go back to the yard. Other unit went in. Day of Judgment we got, which is nice. All right, pass the turn. Discard. A card. Actually, we'll keep the land. What the heck? All right. They got the combo. They got her. Oh, bummer. All right, we're going to play one more game, and then we'll be getting off. All right, we go first in this one. This is actually a pretty good hand here. I'll have to search. Turn 2, we'll be able to put the growth down. Oh, I could have waited on that, but that's fine. Let's go for white. Probably should have went for green, actually. For the ice till. That's okay. Plaza. Another oasis. We're gonna go for green on this, just so we can get the ice till down. If we can actually double, we can double cityscape next turn. We're gonna want to find one of our sweepers, so we're gonna want to get double white out as fast as we can. That was pretty good. Fortunately, we could still get an Ice Till Explorer. Ooh. 7. That's rough. Ten damage. Did get white. Let's do Fable Passage. Search for white. Explorer out. Yeah, it was a close one before. Another search. So we can go for black, maybe. Then we go for green, just in case we draw our fun card. And we have to block here. Oh, they got us. We didn't find any of our removal. Oh well. GG's. Well, I hope everybody had a good night. I'll be posting new videos every day, so keep an eye on the YouTube channels. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Otherwise, have a good night, and we'll see you guys later.